Hi everyone, welcome back to Studio Classroom Worldwide. If you've just joined us, we've been talking about the Cat City, and we're in the middle of a trip to the Cat City. Its real name is Kuching, and it has plenty of exotic foods, plants, and culture. But does it have any exotic cats? Cat City is the nickname of our travel destination. Again, the name is Kuching, and it's located on the Malaysian island of Borneo. Two words to preview before the reading are authentic and entrance. Let's take a look at some example sentences. Authentic, as in the Louvre in Paris has many authentic paintings by world-famous artists. The second word, entrance, as in the music and dancing in Indonesia entranced us. We had never seen anything like it before. Okay, friends, we're still on page 38. Please join us on line 1 as we read.
Enchanting Kuching. Be sure to take an excursion to Anarais, the most famous Bidayuh longhouse in Sarawak. Along the way, you'll pass many pepper plantations. The Bidayuh tribe is known as the engineer of bamboo, and so their authentic longhouse is mostly built of this material. You can even spend 1 or more nights there. A visit to Bako National Park requires a boat ride across the South China Sea. Catch sight of an orangutan, a proboscis monkey, or a pitcher plant on one of its 16 hiking trails. Whether it is wildlife or vegetation you seek, Bako has it. Wherever you go, Sarawak's natural beauty will entrance you.
Welcome back. We're talking about the many different things you can do when you visit Kuching. One of the things that the article mentions is it says be sure to take an excursion or a trip to Anarais, the most famous Bidayuh longhouse in Sarawak.
A longhouse. Now, I don't know much about longhouses. Do you know much about longhouses? Well, let's find out some more information about this very unique place.
Longhouses. This is a common style of jungle housing adopted by some of Borneo's tribes. Longhouses are built off the ground on stilts. Why are they built on stilts? To keep everything dry during the floods and to let cool air circulate around the building. Private living areas are lined up along one side and public areas line the opposite side. Animals are kept underneath.
Well, that was interesting. Well, if you take a trip or an excursion to see some of these longhouses, along the way you will pass many pepper plantations. Now, pepper here, we're talking about the pepper like in salt and pepper. I love pepper, Chip. I put it on just about everything, so I think I would be a little interested in seeing a pepper plantation.
I would be interested in that as well. I didn't realize what kinds of plants that you would get pepper from. I didn't know if it was like a root or a fruit, but it actually comes from little tiny peppercorns, little small balls that are ground into pepper.
Oh, how interesting. There's so much I don't know yet that I would love to learn if I were able to visit something like this. Well, you could stop at the pepper plantation, and then you can also see something called the Bidayuh tribe. The Bidayuh tribe is known as the engineer of bamboo, and so they are the ones who are building many of these longhouses, and our author uses the word authentic here to describe the longhouse.
That's right. That word authentic means the real thing, not a copy of, but the actual thing. An authentic longhouse built by real Bidayuh people. And I know in America, sometimes it's difficult to find real Mexican food. We say authentic Mexican food, which I love Mexican food.
Me too. I'm always on a search for authentic food, whether it's Mexican or Chinese or Japanese, but it's good when you can have the real thing. Well, you can find these authentic longhouses, mostly built of bamboo, and you can even spend one or more nights there. So I think that would be the fun part, is to be able to spend the night in one of these longhouses, as long as there aren't some strange animals underneath. I mean, we learned that they keep animals underneath these things, and that might scare me.
Well, I am an animal lover, and so this sounds like the kind of place that I would want to visit. And it sounds like there are some more interesting animals if you take a trip, as the article says, if you visit Baco National Park, which to get there you need to take a boat across the South China Sea.
Oh, so that's part of the adventure in itself, is taking a boat ride across the South China Sea. And you can go to this national park and you will definitely see some great animals, like an orangutan. I love that kind of an animal. I think they're very unique. It's kind of like a monkey, I guess, or a cross between a monkey and a gorilla.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's a big orange monkey.
Yeah, those are very unique. And there's something else. What kind of monkey did our author mention?
Well, she says that there's a proboscis or a proboscis monkey, which is, that word proboscis is an interesting word. It means just a long, flexible nose or a snout.
Okay, well, we have a picture of that, I think, in our magazine if you'd like to see one of those monkeys with the big noses. And I think they're kind of natives of Borneo, so they're from this area. A lot of people go to see these monkeys, and monkeys are always very entertaining, aren't they? Another thing you might see is a pitcher plant on one of the 16 hiking trails. I'm not quite sure what a pitcher plant is.
I think a pitcher plant is one that actually catches insects and actually digests or eats insects to survive.
Oh, that is so interesting. Yeah. So there are many things you can see at Baco National Park. So our author concludes by saying whether it's wildlife or vegetation you seek, Baco has it. So whether it's the animals or the beauty of the plants, you will find both in Baco National Park.
That's right. And our author says that wherever you go, the natural beauty there will entrance you. That's an interesting word there. It's spelled just like the noun, an entrance, or, you know, a door where you enter through. But here it's used as a verb, and it's pronounced a little differently, entrance. What does that mean?
Good pronunciation, Chip. To entrance someone means to kind of capture their attention, fill them with delight, and it's almost like they can't move because they are captured by the natural beauty. Well, we sure hope you learned something new today, and we're going to visit the chat room right now, so stay with us.
Welcome to the chat room. I'm Ken.
Hello, Ken, and hello, everyone. What's the subject for today, Ken?
Well, today's lesson mentions Baco National Park. It says, whether it is wildlife or vegetation you seek, Baco has it. Doris, the way this sentence puts it, it seems like wildlife and vegetation are two different things. Are they?
Well, that's a good question, Ken. If you look up the word wildlife, you'll find that it includes wild animals and vegetation. However, in common usage, when people say wildlife, they're usually referring to just wild animals.
No wonder the writer added vegetation after wildlife.
That's right.
So what exactly is vegetation? Are we talking about vegetables?
No, Ken. Although vegetables are part of vegetation, vegetation is a general term for plant life. It refers to the ground cover provided by plants. We might say the vegetation is lush on the Hawaiian Islands.
Wildlife 一个字指的是野生生物，它包含了动物以及植物。但是，一般在口语上 ，wildlife 是指野生动物。因此，今天的课文中，我们看到 wildlife and vegetation。虽然严格的讲 ，wildlife 已经包含了 vegetation， 还有 vegetation 并不是 vegetable，vegetable 是蔬菜。Vegetation 是植物草本的总称。
Well, thanks, Ken. And now it's time for Michelle's language tips.
Hi everyone, I'm Michelle. 首先我们来看的是 strenuous 这个形容词。strenuous 是指辛苦的或者是要费功夫的。例如 Our strenuous preparations finally paid off at the fashion show. 我们煞费苦心的准备工作，终于在服装秀辛苦有了代价。或者是 Jack made a strenuous attempt to negotiate with the buyers. Jack 很拼命的试着努力要与买家协调。接下来我们看的是 authentic 这个形容词。authentic 是指真的或者是真正的。例如 The visitors can see the authentic paintings by Monet here at the museum. 游客们可以在这家美术馆中欣赏到莫内的画的真迹。或者是 The restaurant serves authentic Mexican food. 这家餐厅供应道地的墨西哥料理。或者是 The witness swore to give an authentic testimony. 证人宣誓会说真实的证词。最后我们看的是 entrance 这个动词。entrance 如果当名词的话是指入口，这个时候念法是 entrance。可是当动词的时候，重音就往后到第二音节念成 entrance。entrance 是指使着迷或者是使陶醉。例如 The audience was entranced by her sweet voice. 观众陶醉在她甜美的歌声中。或者是 The circus performance totally entranced the kids. 马戏团的表演让孩子们看得如醉如痴。And studying English might be strenuous sometimes, but it will pay off someday. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you very much, Michelle. That was helpful. Well, friends, it's become obvious that this month's travel destination is rich in exotic culture, wildlife, and vegetation. I'm sure if you went, it would be a trip you'd never, ever forget. Well, we're out of time, but join us next month for another travel article. But until then, from all of us here at Studio Classroom Worldwide, bye-bye, and have a great day.
Make us your friend for life at Studio Classroom Worldwide. Studio Classroom Worldwide.